I never expected to get sick. That is, I never expected to get sick and not get better. Who ever imagined something like that? Up until then, I'd been so fortunate with my health. I married my college sweetheart. We're both named Tony. We had a baby when I was 25. 7 years later, we adopted a 3-year-old girl from Korea. She was put into my arms by a flight attendant. I'll never forget that moment. It was like giving birth to my second child. I never thought I'd become a law professor, but I love teaching and plan to continue doing it for another 15 to 20 years. And after our kids were grown, Tony and I started to travel more. In May 2001, we planned a 3-week trip to Paris. I'd rented a studio apartment for us. The second day there, I got sick and I've never recovered. When we returned home, everyone, including me, assumed I'd get better. As the months went by and I didn't recover, we realized that what we'd taken to calling the Parisian flu had turned into some kind of chronic illness, and that nobody had a magic cure. No magic pill could make me better. When I got sick, my first grandchild was 6 months old, and I struggled to try and be a part of her life. I made countless trips to see specialists and had dozens of medical tests done. No answers. I forced myself to go back to teaching part-time because I simply could not believe that a flu-like illness could force me to change my life plan so drastically. But it was just too difficult, as I'd go from the bed to the classroom and immediately back to the bed. I finally gave up my beloved profession. After I stopped working, I fell into alternating states of denial, anger, self-blame, and at times despair. I felt like a burden to my family. I felt like I was missing out on everything. I spent most days in my bedroom with our dog. I felt completely helpless. I practiced Buddhism for many years before I got sick. About 5 years into the illness, I began to realize that although I couldn't heal my body, I could use Buddhist practices to heal my mind, that I didn't have to add mental suffering to my physical suffering. With chronic illness as my starting point and Buddhist practices as my guide, I looked around at what life had to offer, and I found a lot. From the bed, I taught myself the art of silk ribbon embroidery. I began to crochet as my own grandmother had done. I took up the study of classical music. After some time, I realized I wasn't mourning my old life as much as I was creating a new life and finding joy in living again. Then one day, I reached over the side of my bed and picked up my laptop. I opened a new document and titled it, How to Be Sick. I stared at the words on the screen for about a minute, thinking, nice idea, too bad I'm too sick to write it. I hit save and closed the document. But of course I did write it. From my internet wanderings, I knew that approximately 90 million people in this country suffer from some kind of chronic illness. I was hoping they could benefit from my story and from the practices that have helped me so much. It's been an incredible experience. The response to the book has been overwhelming. Has it been easy? No. Do I wish I could regain my health? Yes, and I still try new treatments. But I have the life I've been given, and now I'm just so grateful that I've been able to help others.